Hey guys! So in today's video, I am back with another in my conceptual playing card series, in which I design a deck of cards using the symbolism surrounding the suits of the cards and the numbers of the cards. So this is the Two of Spades, and I want to start off this video by discussing the symbolism that I specifically focused in on for this piece. Clubs are often representative of musings and youth, and the number 2 in the context of a deck of cards can be described as the fear card. And I really wanted to combine those two ideas into this one card. So I combined them, and I think they work together to represent a fear of losing your youth. And I wanted it to be fairly suspenseful because that is a topic that is fairly in-depth and meaningful for a lot of people. So I wanted to represent that fear, and that was what ultimately led me to add the eyes in the background. Something else that you may notice is I wanted to experiment with a little bit of a different body type for this girl, and this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I have just been avoiding it because it's almost like you're relearning everything you've already learned. But I realized that that was an issue because I obviously didn't know anatomy as well as I thought I knew anatomy. And even though I know a lot of proportions, I obviously didn't know as much as I liked to think that I knew. So after I noticed that there was this substantial lack of variety in the body types of the people that I drew, I knew that I needed to do something about it. So this was my attempt at someone who isn't quite as thin as the girls that I typically draw. And I've been doing studies in my sketchbook on different body types, and I plan on incorporating those more into my artwork in the future. Another thing that you may notice in this video is that I made the mistake of not thinking about my colors before I began the painting process. And this is something that I typically do not struggle with because I typically have an idea of what I'm going to do before I begin doing it. A lot of that is my personality. I don't like things to be out of my control, and so working without a plan is very out of character for me. But with this piece, I'm not sure what exactly happened. I thought about it a little bit, but I didn't really do any color studies or palettes or anything. And I think it shows through in the process of the creation of the piece. I think it's very obvious that I changed the color of several things. Like I changed the color of her hair from orange to brown. Actually has quite a bit of red and purple in it as well, but it's a fairly brownish color. And I changed the color of the background, which we will see soon. And in the end, I ultimately would not recommend this as a method of painting. I do not think that it is a good idea to go in without a plan of some sort. You can see, I think, how much I struggle to really nail down what I want to do with the color palette. In the end, I do like the way that the piece turns out, but I feel as though that was probably luck on my side, and I managed to get the piece to do what I wanted it to do despite going in without much of a plan. With this piece, I did sort of want to push the colors a little bit in a different direction because I feel as though I've been doing a lot of purples and a lot of blacks, And even though there is still purple incorporated into this piece, I relied much more heavily on blue to create the mood of the suspense that I was looking for. I feel like it's much more eerie and dark, which I like. In the last video, I received questions about how I plan on finishing these cards, and that is something that I will probably be doing near the end of the series. I'm not sure if I will make a video of it or not, but I want to basically batch edit the borders and numbers onto the cards after all of the artwork is finished. So it'll be the icing on the cake, so to speak. And it's definitely one of the biggest projects I've ever undertook, which is something I briefly mentioned in the last video. And it's been a little bit of a struggle to continue working on it already, even though I'm only 2 pieces in. But because I have made a commitment publicly, I feel as though I need to follow through. And I think if you're struggling with any project that you're working on, making yourself accountable to other people is a very good way of working with yourself and your motivation to actually get you to move forward with your goals. So I hope you got something out of this video. If you like this piece, the original is available in my Etsy shop, and prints can be found in my Society 6 shop. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.